Well, hi there pluckers, Ivor Sawfinger again with you. Thanks indeed for joining me for another guitar lesson. This one is in response to a request I've had for some help from one of my viewers. Asked for some help on a song called Going to the Country by a band called Caamp. C-A-A-M-P. Okay, I will put a link in the description box which takes you to a video of the band doing this live in a studio. Okay, first thing to note is their guitars, generally they seem to use their guitars detuned from standard by half a step. Okay, so that's what I've done for this particular song. So I have detuned from standard by half a step. And I'm now in tune with Caamp, and you will be also if you want to do that. Basically that means that if you've got an electronic tuner, it's fairly straightforward. The bottom E string becomes a D sharp or an E flat. The A string, the fifth string, becomes an A flat or a G sharp, whichever your tuner tells you what it is. Fourth string, D string, becomes a D flat or a C sharp. The third string, G string, becomes a G flat or an F sharp. The B string becomes a B flat, second string, B flat or an A sharp. And the top E string becomes an E flat or a D sharp. Okay, so it should sound like this. Okay, then you're in sort of standard tuning but dropped half a step. Okay, so having got into that, if you don't want to do that, then stay in standard tuning and just play the same chords and everything that I'm about to show you, but you just won't be in tune with me or Caamp. Okay, but you'll be able to play it just as well. Okay, there's no difference, just it'll be up half a step. Okay, so let's get to it. Right, so there's only two basic parts to this song really, and that's the intro stroke verse. They use the same chord sequence, and the bridge stroke chorus section. Okay, so I'm just going to show you those two parts, and you'll be good to go. Okay, there's no need really for me to sing this to you, okay, as such. So the intro, which doubles up as a verse, but I'll show you the intro because there's a riff in it which needs a bit of practice. Okay, so So that's basically how you play the intro and the verse. The intro basically is just, I think it's 4 lots of two or four, I can't remember if it's 2 or 4, but that's the thing. When it goes to the verse, it's the same chord sequence. The chord sequence is A, G and D. And when it goes to the verse, the first line of the verse is just the chords. And then the second line of the verse, he plays the riff. And then the third line of the verse goes back to just the chords. And then the fourth line of the verse goes to the riff. Okay, so it alternates in the verse. It goes from chords, riff, chords, riff, chords, riff, all the way through the verse. Okay, so what I'm playing there, right? You will notice that he plays a lazy A like I do for this sort of thing. So he's just barring the first 4 strings on the 2nd fret. Okay, so it's, and you sort of and then he plays the riff. Okay. So having done, occasionally he does actually hit that second although he's playing an A chord, sometimes he will play that second fret of the top string which you've got barred, and it's okay. Sometimes you can hear that rather than that. You can hear that note. So if you do hit that occasionally, don't worry about it, it's in the song as well. Okay. So what he's playing on the riff, right? The riff. I'm doing what he's doing. Okay. If it doesn't suit you, the fingering, then do it your way. But the way he plays it, he plays and the riff goes from the second fret of the 5th string using his second finger, and he hits that and he slides it up to the 4th fret of the 5th string. Okay, so it's okay, that's the first bit. Then he hits the second fret of frets the second fret of the 4th string, the D string, with his first finger. So it's okay. Then he hammers up to the 4th fret of the D string, the 4th string, and with his second finger, like that. So it's right. Okay, and then he slides that up to the 7th fret of the 4th string, the D string. Okay, so it's like that. And then finally he hits this, first finger comes into play again, and he hits that 6th fret of the 3rd string, the G string, and gives it a bit of a wobble. Okay, a bit of a tremolo. So very slowly it's like that. I'll slow that right down for you. And then he plays a G chord, but a slightly simplified G chord. He's doubling up on this 3rd fret of the 1st and 2nd strings. Okay, so both those covered on the 3rd fret. Second finger is playing the 3rd fret of the bottom E string, and he's leaning that in a bit and muting that A string. The 5th string is muted, so he's only using those 3 fingers to play the G. Okay, he does that and all the way through the song. Doesn't use that normal, you play a G, put that first finger onto the 2nd fret of the A string. Well, he's not doing that, he's muting the A string. Okay, and so far we've got this, so it's, and then when you go to the G, you do hit that bottom E string. It's like a bum bum G, a bum bum G, okay, that sort of thing. Then you go to a D chord, and it's like D, and then he adds pinky to the 3rd fret of the top E string, back to the A again, and then repeats the whole thing. Okay, so it's so it does that, I don't know, 2 times, 3 times, I don't know, 4 times, whatever, how many times you want for the intro. Okay, then he goes into the verse, and the verse is basically the same 3 chords. The first time you play it, just the A, the G, D, the pinky, back to the A, and then he plays on the alternate times round. Every other one he plays the riff. So the first time, first line of the verse, just the chords. Second time, plays the riff. Third time, just the chords. fourth time the riff, and so on, all the way through the verse. Every other one he plays the riff. Okay. At the end of the verse, the first verse, he goes straight into the second verse, repeats everything again with different words. Okay, comes out of the second verse and goes into the bridge stroke chorus section. Right. So the chords for the bridge stroke chorus section are where it goes, and it's clear that you can't see. You are sometimes wrong, also wrong sometimes. Sorry. It's basically you come out of the riff. I'm sorry, I got to play it wrong. So. Go into this E minor 7th chord with an added G note on the top string, the first G chord, so it's like a bit of a Wonderwall chord. Okay, so straightforward E minor, but because of the way I'm obviously using extra fingers, I'm using my first finger on the second fret of the 5th string, and my second finger is the second fret of the 4th string, D string, and my third finger is going on to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, the B string, and pinky is going on 3rd fret of the top E string. Okay, all 6 strings. Okay, if you can't manage that, then just play a straightforward E minor with pinky on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, the B string. But if you can manage it, I think the way he's playing it is do it. Okay. Then we go to an A, straightforward A this time, not a lazy A, straightforward A. But he plays the A to start with, then he puts his pinky up to the suspended 3rd fret of the B string, back to the A, pinky off, open 2nd string, and back on again. So the whole thing comes out of the riff. Last time. That sort of thing. Then it goes to the D. And the same thing on the sort of D. D, pinky for suspended 3rd fret of the top E string. Back to the D. Second finger off, open top string, top E string, and hammer back on again. Okay, so far we've got coming out of the last line of the verse. To the G. Same G as we've been using, just with those 3 fingers. And then there's a little run down to E minor again. So you have to emphasise that 3rd on the 6th, 2nd on the 6th, to the E minor chord again, to the A, same as last time, D, same again, to the G, G run down, then we do a little rundown. I'll show that in a second. So let's just go through this chorus bit again. So E minor with a doubling up on the 3rd fret of the 1st and 2nd strings, if you can make it. If not, just play an E minor with a pinky on the 3rd fret of the B string. Okay, whichever you want. Okay. To the A, suspended, back, open 2nd string, on again. D, suspended. To the G, run down, E minor again, to the A with all the pinky and everything, to the D with some pinky, to the G, run down, E minor, then back into that. Okay, so the rundown. After you come down for the second time, you come back for the rundown from the G. You play the E minor again, 4 beats. And then then we go, and what I'm doing there is I'm playing the 5th fret of the D string, I'm hitting the G open string with it, then the 4th fret of the D string, gone down 1 fret, and do the same with the open G string again, then the 2nd fret of the D string, again open 3rd string with it, then open 4th string and the 3rd string open together, okay, so then we play the 4th fret of the A string, the 5th string, with, if you hit that open, if you hit with a D, it doesn't matter too much, open 4th string, then the 2nd fret of the A string with the open 4th string, then the open A string and the 4th string open together. So far we've got this. I mean, if you, so, okay, so, then we play that 3rd on the 6th, 2nd on the 6th, open E, and then we go to A minor, E, so it goes, so you hit that when you've got that open E, then you play an E minor strum, just a single strum, a single A strum to a D single strum. Then there's a bit of a pause, and he goes back to the, that again on the intro sort of thing. Okay, so let's just go through that again. So 2 lots of the E minor 7th with the added top E on the 3rd fret, to the A with a suspended open, back to A, D, to a G, run down, E minor again, A, D, G, run down, okay. So what I tend to do when I'm when I hit that one, I just tend to hit that one on its own, to be honest with you. If you hit the 4th string, don't worry about it too much, but ideally just that one on its own when you hit that 4th on the 4th fret of the 5th string. Okay, so that one together with the 4th string's okay, and the A and the 5th string and 4th string together are okay, but ideally that one needs to be on its own because you've a slight discord there. So once more for good measure, here comes the chorus bridge section. And there you have it. That's everything that's in the song. It then goes back into the, and then to another verse, and then it does a couple of choruses, and which we've just gone through, and that's it. You've got everything you need to play the song. Okay. Thanks for watching and listening. Hope that makes sense to you, and I'll see you in the next video.